Hey, what's up, YouTube? Dakota here. I'm bringing you my UFC 141 predictions. I'm sorry I missed UFC 140. There was a lot going on. Finals just ended, so I should be able to, come back and just be able to make these videos for like a good few weeks. No worries there. First of all, I'm actually going to make a prelim card. I mean, look at the preliminary card for this one. We have Danny Castillo, Anthony Njokuani, Ross Pearson, Efrain Escudero, Jacob Volkman, Sean Pearson, Dong Young Kim, Manny Gambira. It's a Matthew Riddle. It's a huge preliminary card. There's no doubt that I'm going to do picks for this one. But anyway, I'm going to start with the main card first, and I'm going to get right into it with Namfan versus Jim Hates. Jim Hates apparently beat Alexis Karalexis. That doesn't mean much to me. Namfan, one of my favorite fighters since I saw him fight in Sengoku. Tough veteran, great liver shots, just coming off that Leonard Garcia win, even though we beat him the first time too. And I'm going to have him this whole fight. Jim Hates has a great ground game. Yeah, he can attack with submissions, but Namfan is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I see him being able to use that to his advantage and just kind of being able to avoid the submissions because he's not that aggressive with his subs or his Jiu-Jitsu, but I think he has the better striking and should be able to probably get a finish in the second or third round. So I'll just go with it by a third round TKO for Namfan. Alexander Gustafsson versus Vladimir Matyushenko. I'm pretty sure Alexander Gustafsson is the number 9 lightweight in the world. Pretty much perfect record except for the loss of Phil Davis, I believe. And Vladimir Matyushenko, huge veteran, former IFL veteran. I think he was a champion in IFL. He's fought a lot of guys lately, coming off that win of Jason Brills, I believe. And yeah, he's looked really good lately besides the loss to John Jones. But of course it's John Jones. And Alexander Gustafsson is definitely on a tear. I really think it's a good match to have the older guy trying to still make a name for himself, to say that he can still compete with the younger guys, since he is around, I think he's 40 now. And Alexander Gustafsson, I think it's a good fight for both of them. Vladimir can win if he uses his wrestling, but I don't really see it happening. I think Alexander Gustafsson is going to be a little too young, too fast. His striking's probably going to be a little devastating on the feet. He's going to probably be able to dictate where the fight goes. Not saying that Vladimir won't put up a good fight, but I'm just saying I don't really see him winning this, even though I am a janitor fan. I'm probably going to take Alexander Gustafsson by decision just because I think Vladimir is tough and probably isn't going to end up getting finished. John Fitch versus Johnny Hendricks. I like Johnny Hendricks, happy beard guy. Coming off a win over Mike Pyle. No, not Mike Pyle, Mike Pierce. My bad, I get those guys confused. And John Fitch, coming off the draw to BJ Penn and his shoulder injury, coming back into the cage. It really sucks that he just keeps getting these guys. Like, he never gets top 10 guys. He gets tough guys that are like they're trying to make their name still. Like, I don't know, he never really gets big names, and when he does, he doesn't win. Like, he beat Thiago Alves, but then look what they gave him BJ Penn, he gets a draw, and just, I don't know. John Fitch, we all know his style is really boring. And Johnny Hendricks is a good wrestler too, but he also has knockout power in his hands. But sadly, I'm just going to have to say John Fitch is probably going to wrestle him to a decision here. He does that with everyone who was in GSP or BJ Penn, and I don't see it being any difference. I think Johnny Hendricks is definitely a good guy. He definitely could catch John Fitch, but it's probably not going to happen. If he can take GSP's best shots on the chin and just be able to come back like a zombie, and of course he lost, but he has heart. He doesn't get knocked out. And I don't really see him losing to Johnny Hendricks. It would be cool if he did. Johnny Hendricks would get a huge boost in the welterweight division, but I don't really see that happening here. I see John Fitch probably controlling him, and that's probably how that's going to go. If not, I don't know what happens if not. If not, it could end up as a stand-up battle, but I don't really see that happening at all. So I'm just going to go with John Fitch by the decision because he's John Fitch. Donald Cerrone versus Nate Diaz. Sorry, Izzy. I'm going with Cerrone here. Cerrone's on a tear. If you can do that to Dennis Seaver after Dennis Seaver was on his tear, working his way up the lightweight division, just beating George Soteropoulos and other tough names, and Donald Cerrone's just running through everyone. He ran through Oliveira, I think. He started Seaver, knocked out, who was it? I don't even know. He's been looking good every time I see him, and he's a big lightweight too. And Nate Diaz is coming back down. Oh no, he did come back down. He beat Gomi coming off the Gomi win. He looked good in that fight, but I don't see him winning here. I mean, Donald Cerrone is got to be in the top 10 now, and he's on a tear, and I don't see Nate Diaz being the guy to stop him. Nate Diaz has great strikes just like his brother, but I think Donald Cerrone is going to be able to keep him at bay with kicks, and if it goes, I don't know. They both have really good ground games too. This could end up being an excellent grappling match if you think about it, but I don't see that happening. I'm probably seeing one of them getting finished. They're both extremely tough guys, and I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I would, actually. I don't see Nate Diaz winning at all. I don't know. I'm going to look stupid if he does win, but I just see I'm confident in Donald Cerrone, and I feel like he's going to be able to be the dominant fighter in this one, utilizing leg kicks and his superior striking, because Nate Diaz has that peppering style, but I don't think he's going to be able to utilize that against Donald Cerrone. I just think he's going to be able to get in with his strikes, get out, maybe land a powerful shot, but I'm just going to go by him. I'm going to go with decision for him. And yeah, Donald Cerrone by decision. Main event on the card, Brock Lesnar versus Alistair Overeem. Really interesting fight. Brock Lesnar, I believe it's a #1 contenders fight. Brock Lesnar is still coming off loss to Kane. He lost to Kane. And Alistair Overeem, he's still been on a tear. Fabricio Verdum fight, just talking about that with one of my favorite subscribers on Twitter. And I don't know. I forgot all about that fight, and it really makes me think of what Alistair and what Brock we're going to see in this fight. If we see the Brock that took out Heath Herring or the Brock that took out Frank Mir in the second fight, we can see Brock winning. If we see Alistair Overeem from K1 days, or when he just came out and he beat Duffy in like 12 seconds, he can also win. But it's a tough fight. I'd have to give the edge to Alistair Overeem in pretty much everything else besides wrestling. I don't know if he'll be able to stuff Brock's takedowns, but I believe he should be able to get back up. And he has much superior striking. Former K1 world champion. And you've seen it before, you've seen it again. Devastating striking, but he also has a lot of wins by submission. And Brock Lesnar, still really green in the sport. I don't know why. I think he should just start building himself back up again, fighting more lower-level fighters. Like, I would have loved to see him fight Chet Congo or even Matt Mitrione, Travis Brown. Those are all good fights for Brock. Because what is he? He's like 5-2? 6-2? I don't know. He has less than 10 fights. And he's fighting a guy who has, I believe, 50 fights. So I'm going to just give the edge to Alistair Overeem. And as much as I like Brock Lesnar, seeing him in WWE and just following his whole career in the sport, I'm going to have to give the edge to Alistair Overeem. He hasn't lost since, I believe, to Sergey Karatanov. And that was a couple of years ago, I think. And I just see him, he's better in almost every area here besides the wrestling department. If he goes on the ground, he could submit him. We've seen him be submitted. You've seen him get submitted by Mir, and Alistair Overeem has a lot of strength. He's always accused of steroids. He's a strong guy. He's 6'5", ripped 255, and he can submit Brock. So I'm just going to have to say, even saying that, I think I might say second round TKO, and if he doesn't get the finish, it would be a decision for Alistair Overeem. But I don't see a decision happening this one. These guys are talking a lot of smack. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting card. Those are my picks. I really am looking forward to this card. I have good streams now. And I don't know. I wanted to get it on the Xbox, but that didn't happen. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. Hit me up on here, and you can follow me on Twitter for all the news on my YouTube. Twitter is at thug_jitsu. And yeah, that's all I have to say right now. I'll be right back at you with the preliminary card picks, and yeah, have a good day.